Welcome to the Early Night Show with Anway Pramanik.
Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Today I have a fun story for you. I've got a cup of mango green tea. Nice. If you've got a night beverage that you like to have, it's the perfect time. It's been a great day. I'm tired. I hope you are as well. Because then we can really enjoy the sleep we're gonna have. So, 2015, a game called GTA 5 was released. It was a really groundbreaking game for its time. In terms of the quality and diversity of content it offered, and the immersive experience as a vicarious person living in that universe. And I feel the only other game developing company that has been able to get it right so far, the only two other, Bethesda with its Elder Scrolls and Fallout Legendariums, and Square Enix. Square Enix will promise with Cyberpunk, but I meant CD Projekt Red with Witcher 3. So the game was released sometime in 2015, GTA 5, the latest in the GTA series. But it's only now in 2020 that I'm playing the game for the first time. I've bought the game, it's the original licensed game from Rockstar, and I'm playing it. Now, I play games very seasonally. Every 3 months, 4 months, I swap a game. So I play two kinds of games. One is the very immersive game that you need a lot of time to learn and play, like a GTA 5, Witcher 3, Skyrim. And then there's the other kind of game, like a more indie casual type of game, which you pull out when you have a little time and you want to play. So usually there's always one indie game and one AAA game on rotation. It's never more than that. Now I'm kind of excluding motorsports from this entire conversation because for me, motorsports is more life education than entertainment. So I study motorsports more than I just lay back and watch it. So even when I'm gaming, it doesn't really feel like a game as much as a actual attempt at creating something with motorsports. So yeah, that's about the video game. Currently, as a AAA title, I'm playing GTA 5, AAA title, as in one of those big games, award winning games, really massive universes, storylines, big budgets. And an indie game that I'm playing right now is Oxygen Not Included. Really fun game by Clay Entertainment. Now, apart from this, there's only one manga I'm reading right now. It's called Berserk. I've reached somewhere around chapter 243. I started reading Berserk, I would say a year ago. So I read up, for all you Berserk fans, I read up till the eclipse in the first half. I mean, 6 to 8 months ago. Now I'm continuing the story from the eclipse. So I took a good 3 months of reading, 6 months of break, then 3 months. Again, I'm back. I think it was a little bit more than that. I think like 9 to 10 months I didn't read Berserk. It was just internalizing all the stuff that had happened. And in between that, I wasn't reading any other manga. I tried watching one anime called Psycho Pass. A lot of friends recommended it, but I didn't like it as much. Still haven't finished the season 1. Then apart from that, then I have my weekend races, wherein I watch on a Saturday the qualifying of F1 and on Sundays the main race. In the days that follow, I usually watch the recap of the MotoGP race. And on very occasional days, not occasional, very rare days, do I watch a motorsports documentary. And even when I'm watching a motorsports documentary, it's usually something I've already seen. Either the faster, those documentaries about MotoGP by Sam McNeil or something like that. I forgot his name. Really amazing 3 documentaries. And you have Senna. You have the Porsche documentary about the 24-hour Le Mans and 24 hours Nürburgring. You have the Roman Polanski film on Jackie Stewart's weekend at Monaco called Weekend of a Champion. And then you have the movie Rush. Even Rush I've seen twice in maybe 4 years. Maybe more than that, 5-6 years. Twice in 6-7 years. So I saw it when it first came out. And recently this year I saw it once. Never again in between. Apart from that, the last TV show I saw was Succession. I got up till season 2. But then after that it just became too much. The show is great. Jeremy Strong, amazing performance. But it became too much. I thought I was binging it too much. Movies. I think the last movie I saw was... can't recall actually. been a while. And even the last movie I saw was 100% a recap of an older movie that I've already watched. Can't recall exactly what it was. I'm currently not watching any TV shows, like any modern TV shows. Nothing on Netflix, Prime. So my only content intake is quite limited to the motorsports. But like I said, I'll leave that out now because it's quite different for me. So it would be the manga Berserk, the game GTA 5. Even Oxygen not included, I haven't played in like a month now. Ow. I have a very terrible eye ache. Left eye, it's been hurting all day. Anyways. And if I want to watch a new TV show, I don't know, I think I haven't really scheduled a new TV show I want to watch. So usually whenever, like, say for example, I'll give you an example. Just before GTA 5, I was playing Skyrim. I've been wanting to, it's like probably the 5th playthrough of Skyrim I'm doing in the last 8 years. And even then I've never finished Skyrim, like I've never really gone to Sovngarde and done the whole Alduin bit. And in every playthrough I've done something different. Like in the latest playthrough, I became a nightingale and the leader of the companions. Until the 5th playthrough, I had never done those quests. Skyrim for me has always been a very personal experience. It doesn't feel like a game. 1 year back, when I started buying games officially, I told myself I will buy Skyrim, but during the winter, 6 to 8 months. I lost my previous job around winter time, so I couldn't buy it. But recently, 1.5 months back, I bought it. I could have bought it a little earlier before that as well. But because I've already consuming some other content, like that's when I was watching Succession, told myself, no, I don't want to like overload myself with any more content. But once I finished Succession, I immediately started playing Skyrim. And then when Skyrim became a little too much, I uninstalled that. Or rather, when I finished the objectives that I wanted in Skyrim, I just started then mindlessly playing the game. And that's when I realized it's getting dangerous. I've got to stop. So I stopped. And then I had GTA 5 in my Steam wishlist for like a good 1 year. So I got that as recently. And then I started playing that. It's been like yesterday I started playing it. Just done like 20 hours over the weekend. Now once I'm done with the podcast, I'm gonna hit the sack and read some Berserk. I'm not gonna read any other manga, any other TV show. I'm not gonna binge watch anything till I sleep. Nope. Just Berserk. Similarly, when I wake up tomorrow, if I wanna watch something, I'm most probably gonna catch up on the races that I've missed. So the weekend was really tough. I missed a lot of races. Or I might watch the replay of the race I did commentary for today. So at no point of time will it come like I want to watch something new and I end up binge watching. Because there was a time of my life where I would watch like 10 TV shows a day, different TV shows. Just binge, mindlessly binge, game all the time, mindlessly consume content like binge over TV shows, movies. And at one point, I realized I didn't even remember half the things I watched. And even the things that I remember watching, I don't remember half the details in them. Like, I remember watching Peaky Blinders during this binge watch period of my life. I really enjoyed the first season. Seasons 2 and 3, I don't remember. I don't remember it at all. Vikings, a TV show. Sorry, not Vikings, Mad Men. I saw Mad Men over six years. I saw season 1 just before the start of my advertising career, and that's when I'm like, that's what I want to be. I want to be Don Draper. 6 years later, I am like a junior creative director of an agency, or rather, I am the creative director of the agency, even though serving as a junior creative director role in terms of designation. And I just finished watching Mad Men last year sometime. So you could say I saw seasons 1, 2, 3, took a break, saw season 4, took a big break. I mean, break as in like 3 years in between. And then I saw the latest thing last year. Because honestly, I felt like when it's a masterpiece of a show like this, where the character is evolving so abruptly, and my growth is so inspired by this character's growth, I wanted to take the time to explore it slowly, grow with the show. And that's when I picked up this idea of we are not meant to be binging content, really. When you watch content, it activates the same reward centers of your brain that get activated when you eat, when you fuck. Basically, the reward centers of your brain that let you know that you have done something good, worthwhile, something that reinforces your existence. It's a trap. It's a mental trap. From the caveman days, we were never meant to be exposed to such oversaturation of stimulation, whether it comes to food, sex, hot water, any kind of indulgence that attracts the reward centers of the brain, or rather that reinforces the reward centers of your brain. We were never meant to have it so much. But now, there is so much of it that oftentimes you will always hear a lot of people say, Ki, there's nothing to watch, there's nothing to order, but there are like a billion things on the app or on the platform. Causes a sort of mental paralysis, and like I've told you, you don't enjoy or remember the details. You're not able to absorb as much, at least for me. I'm not sure about you. So that's when I started making a decision that if I truly want to enjoy, I will only enjoy the best there is. I hate watching something where in 5 minutes I can predict what's gonna happen. And that happens with 99% of TV shows and stuff that I watch. Read, hear, whatever. Half the metal bands today sound like one another. Half of the music bands, half the brands that I work with, that I want to work with, half the TV shows, half the platforms, they're all the same shit churned out in different things, different ways. different stories. Same fucking bullshit. And that's the trap that the content create, whatever you want to call them, like the entity or the entities that know that the more we are shepherded by softening us, by continuously rewarding our or continuously reinforcing our reward centers, the softer we become, the more stuck in our mental trap we become, the more demotivated, the more unwilling to do small things, the more unwilling to delay gratification for the long run. All of these things is what I went through, and I realized the more I watch, the more I will be stuck in this cycle of suffering. The more I consume content, whether it's articles about growth, self development, motivation, whether it's video games to entertain myself and zone out, whether it's TV shows that I want to watch to learn new things and see new stuff, see new stories of the world, whether it's books I want to read, whatever it is, I limited it so much that now I barely watch anything, and I'm all the more happier for it. And when I have something I really want to pursue and learn, I do it like there's no tomorrow. So that's why I wanted to do this podcast today. I want to reach out to you all and let you know about this small habit I have. I really enjoy it, not overdosing on content of any kind and limiting myself to watching stuff on rotation, limiting myself to only watching the best or what I feel is the best. It's like, if at any point in time I'm like, I want to skip, pause, I can't continue that. I really hope this gives you some insight into yourself and your own content watching patterns. I wouldn't want to say that people get addicted to content, but I've faced myself not being able to turn it off, even though I know shit, I'm watching too much. You will figure out your own content watching routines, just like I figured out my own. And I hope you add this podcast of mine to a weekly bedtime routine or a unwinding routine that you create for yourself. Thank you for joining me tonight. I hope you've truly enjoyed that cup of tea or coffee that you kept with yourself. I know I did. Good night.